Good morning. We are going to take a little ride. And I may have to do this in two parts to get to upload. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm on my trusty little scooter. It's kind of rough, so here we go. Hope I don't wreck you. Now here is the maze. Looking good, lots of heads on it. Now, here we go. I'm going to ride into the sun so I can't see real good. This is our neighbor. And he was working on his barn. Sorry about the noise. See this barn up here? He was working on his barn and he fell off. And crushed his heel, but they can't do surgery because he's a diabetic. And this next house is where my mom and dad live. And we moved to this house when I was 7. And we have lived there. Mom and dad have lived there ever since. You can see they have a big barn in back. The house goes way back in the back. They added on. And he's got a little house there for his canaries. And usually the flags are flying, but Dad's on chemo, so I don't think he could get up. Get up. And that light pole there is an old antique light pole. They were taking them down in Lubbock, and my brother worked for the electric company, so he got it. So that's my home place. Yep, there's my bedroom right in front. And then we're just going down. Now this is cotton over here. Let me stop my little... See that cotton? Real pretty cotton. It's irrigated though by that pivot I was telling you about. It's beautiful cotton. Beautiful. Hear those cows mooing? This neighbor up here, he's lived here all his life, but he has some kind of a muscle problem and he has to ride a scooter. He's full-blood Indian. And his animals are always getting out. And one time somebody hit a cow. And one time his horse went down to the neighbors and fell in the swimming pool. There was no water in it and they had to get a tow truck to get it out. And it's always a big garden they plant. They always plant a huge garden. They're very nice people. Look at that beautiful cotton. I wish my scooter wasn't so noisy, but I hope you'll be able to hear me. Oh man, that cotton is gorgeous. Just beautiful. And my scooter says all green lights. That means we've got plenty of energy. I can actually drive 9 miles when it's fully charged. But we're not going to go way far down here. We'll turn around. I just wanted to tell you or show you a little bit about where I live. We're right outside of town. Across those railroad tracks that y'all seen is town. You can see that West Texas is very flat. Very, very flat. And I would take you up that turn road, but my scooter is not made for that. It doesn't have real big wheels, it's just little wheels. Here's another neighbor the house that we passed a while ago that I was telling you about, the neighbor whose animals are always out. This is his daughter. It's all family on this road. Like we live, and mom and dad, and then her parents, and then her. And she's a school teacher. She grew up with my little sister. There's a cow. Hello, cow. Hi, cow. How are you, cow? Got a lot to graze on there. It's real green. house. And her boys, the last one just graduated high school. Gosh, it seems like yesterday she was graduating high school with my sister, and now she has grown children in college. Very pretty down here. Gorgeous. I'm going to take you down to the end of the road and show you where the wild pigs. I've never seen them, but they say there's a lot of wild pigs over here. Straight up ahead, past this paved road, there is a gravel road that leads to the canyon. And the canyon, I'll have to drive down and show you the beautiful canyon. I'm right next to the canyon. And there's a bunch of wild pigs there in that canyon. And people, I mean, it has become a real hazard. They tear up cotton crops. So people go and kill them. And I've never seen one, but they say there's a lot out there. But they root and they dig up the cotton crops now. And they just dig them up. So we don't like them. One more house over here. And that girl I went to high school with. The town I grew up in is a population of 6,700. Not that big. I think there was like 100 in my graduating class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to film to the end of the road. And then I'm going to stop it and ride back to where we started and then go the other direction and show you where that is. Ooh, this is getting really rough. Isn't that pretty across there? It's just so flat and beautiful. I guess it is if you like flat. Yeah, any trees that you see here are trees that were planted. So originally, before all this land was broken, it was all mesquite trees. Like these right here. Right ahead, I'll show you. It's all mesquites. Yep. And no, it's not mesquites because man has broken the ground and planted cotton and grass for cows to graze on. But down in the canyon, there's still mesquites. And the old saying is, when the mesquite trees are blooming, that means there's not going to be any more freeze. So you can plant your plants. So that's what we always look for. And right down here is a little lake where that grass is. When I was a kid, I rode the school bus, and this is how we rode. Up this road and then down the one to the right, pick up kids over there. I loved riding the school bus because I could visit with all my friends. But until I got into about high school, of course, I didn't want to ride then. Didn't have to then, but these are mesquite trees right here. They're native to the area. Ooh, this is rough here. Come on, little scooter, don't quit me now. I'd be in some big bad trouble. I should have brought my... Oh, I started to say I should have brought my phone. I have it right in my hand. That's a little lake. When it rains a lot, it fills up. Lots of weeds in our bar ditch. I got to call our county commissioner and tell him that they need to come mow that. I've known him since he was in diapers. And he usually is pretty good about when I ask him to come do it. He grew up with my brother. And he's a real good commissioner. This is another little lake. I wish you could smell this. It smells damp and green. It smells good. To the left, up here at the end of this road, leads to the golf course. And you see this windmill straight ahead? They're putting those up everywhere in our area for energy. Oh my goodness, there's a car coming. I'm fixing to be in some serious trouble, maybe. Or maybe not. This road's narrow. I better get off. Oh, don't hit me, fella. Let me get over here. Let him pass. Hello, good morning. How are you? That's our county commissioner, by the way. I guess he's the one I was just talking about. I guess he's out checking stuff out. There's some horsies. They have two pretty horses. And that girl that lives in that house that's my age, she grew up out in this area too. More and more people are trying to get out in the country. I don't know, it's like back to nature, but there's not any place to move out in the country because people just don't sell their land. So I feel fortunate to live out here. That's that one. Y'all may have them where you live, but it's something new to our area. It's just now people are leasing the land to put those windmills up. I think it's great for our energy. Okay, now this is the end of the road. And right down that road where that man just went, that's where all the wild pigs are. So we won't go down there, but one day I'll get in the car and drive down there and show y'all the canyon. But here's what a good farmer's rows look. See how straight they are, and then they curve. Yeah, and then you can see town over there. Hear the birdies, it's so quiet. Here I am with my PJs and my little house dress on. Oh well. Okay, what I'm going to do now is turn you off, and I will get caught up to where we were, and we'll go the other direction. Okay? There's some horses. Alright, we'll talk to you later. This is part 1.